we know that humanism is the core of healthcare. Today, I am delighted to be with you to bestow our annual Pearl Birnbaum Hurwitz Humanism in Healthcare Award. It is ironically and remarkably crucial that in this moment in our history, we recognize and honor the extraordinary work of women in healthcare, and we are thrilled to gather tonight in honor of this year's recipient, Dr. Dinali Fernando, and celebrate the legacy of Pearl Birnbaum Hurwitz. I didn't know Pearl. She was an amazing woman, an advocate and humanitarian who championed the needs of vulnerable populations. She became the founding president of the ARC of Massachusetts. She fought for legislation to protect and bolster the lives of individuals who, by virtue of physical, social, or economic circumstances, required additional services. Her work altered the course of countless lives. And I'd like now to introduce Dr. Ron Arky, whose vanguard gift and continuing support enable the annual Pearl Birnbaum Hurwitz Humanism in Healthcare Award. Dr. Arky is the Daniel D. Fetterman Distinguished Professor of Medicine and Medical Education and founding master of the Francis Well Peabody Society at Harvard. In addition to his academic responsibilities of a lifetime, Dr. Arky is a world-renowned expert in diabetes. He established a fund at the foundation to support this award because as a young doctor, he was greatly influenced by his time spent with Pearl Hurwitz and her husband, Dr. David Hurwitz. We are so grateful to Dr. Arky for continuing to uphold and bolster the values that Pearl stood for. And I'd like him to say a few words. Ron, thank you.
All of you for coming. Come. Because you really personify what Arnold and Sandra did, what Pearl Hurwitz did, and I can't say enough to thank you for what you're doing in New York, with Elmhurst, and the center that you've led. We don't think about refugees or immigrants yet. Let's be realistic. We're all immigrants and refugees. And the terror and punishment that some of these people have, that you've planned programs for, really are, here's the other.
I'm old, I can't hear what you're saying.
Thank you. Dinali, okay. That's Pearl, that's certainly Sandra. Now that she's done that, I must tell you how we first met. The dean of the Harvard Medical School called me and said, there's an aggressive couple from New York, and only you can handle them. And that was the first lunch. That led to an endless life. But I want to thank you. I want to really thank you for what you're doing and what it means to all of us, because you do personify the humanism that Rich pointed out, that she and her husband established, what Pearl did, the advocacy. Your meeting with legislators, government people are just what Pearl did. So again, thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure to see that you're getting the award this year.
Let me tell you who Dinali is in her day job. She's been the medical director at the Libertas Center for Human Rights at Elmhurst Hospital in Queens, New York, since 2009. She is an ER physician at Elmhurst Hospital, an assistant professor at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York. She is, as Ron just told you, deeply involved as an advocate, researcher, and mentor to medical students and residents. Under her leadership, the Libertas Center has evolved from an all-volunteer program to a comprehensive treatment center offering medical, mental health, social, and legal services holistically, oriented with the patient at the center. The center advocates for policy changes and services to address the needs of immigrants who suffered torture and human rights violations in their home countries. It's a rare place of care that has become a national leader in this work. Dr. Fernando has trained more than 1,000 providers on how to identify and care for survivors of torture and human rights violations. She secured over $2.5 million in grant funding to expand the center's core mission of direct services and develop the other pillars of the organization. As one patient of the Libertas Center said, the Libertas Center opened a window of opportunity and hope. You turned my life around from a distressed refugee to a promising person in the American society. You gave me a second life. Her work has changed the course of hundreds of lives and continues to make a great difference in Elmhurst and Queens and far beyond. Let's all celebrate Dr. Fernando and the great impact she has made.
Thank you to Sandra Gold, Dr. Levin, Dr. Archie, Elizabeth, Pia, Nicole, Brianne, everyone at the Gold Foundation for this honor and really for this recognition. I want to really acknowledge the work that Dr. Gold has done. I'm so grateful to him for really reminding all of us who are in medicine why we went into this field, which can be easy to forget as you work hard, long hours. And he really brought back to the forefront the heart and soul of why we do what we do, which is the humanistic touch. And as I learned about the work of Pearl Birnbaum Hurwitz, I feel so honored and humbled to be given this award, to be given this recognition, because I'm truly inspired by the work that she has done. You know, she really gave a voice to children whose voice was taken away from them. And she did this at a time in history when activism was not the norm, and certainly not the norm for a woman. You know? So as a woman, looking at the work that she did, it was truly groundbreaking. And she really established the legacy and paved the way forward for all of us to make sure that we give every individual, no matter their circumstances, the opportunity to really realize their full potential. And for that, I think all of us, all of society really owes her so much gratitude. I also just want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Arlene Chung, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but who nominated me for this award, my friend and colleague. I also wanted to thank my mentors, Dr. Rajiv Bass and Lars Beatty, who really had the vision to start the Libertas Center, and my dedicated staff at Libertas who work hard day in and day out really to advocate for our patients. I want to thank my leadership in the emergency department at Elmhurst and Mount Sinai hospitals, the hospital leaderships in both the hospitals who've been so supportive. We couldn't do this work without them. And I want to thank my amazing friends, one of whom is sitting here, one of my best friends, Ricky, my amazing family, my parents, sister and brother-in-law, my husband, without whom I couldn't do this work. You know. And I'd like to dedicate this award to survivors everywhere, and to my parents who were really a role model for me growing up in humanism. So when I was 16 and my sister was 18, we got on a plane from Sri Lanka, which is where I'm from, to come to the United States because my sister was hell-bent on coming to the US, land of opportunity. It's the only place she agreed to come to for college, and she made it happen. And I kind of tagged along. And when my parents put us on the plane, my mom was bawling the whole time, my dad was trying to control her, and they looked at us and said, they never told us to do medicine, they told us do whatever you want. But when we told them we were interested in doing medicine, they told us, just remember, girls, that if you choose to do this, this is not a job. You don't clock in, you don't clock out. It's a vocation and a calling. And they said, be kind and make a difference. And my dad, who unfortunately is not with us, but I know he's with me every day, was the most humanistic person I knew. He always saw the best in everyone. He always saw the best in everyone. If someone wasn't having a good day or wasn't doing the right thing, he would always say, take a step back. Before you get upset with the person, think about what might be going on in the person's life that's making him or her act that way. And he worked selflessly and tirelessly to help everyone that he possibly could. And so grateful to my parents, my mom and dad. I'm so grateful to the Gold Foundation, to my entire support system, and to Pearl Birnbaum Hurwitz, who's really a champion for healing invisible wounds and champion for the unheard voice. So I just want to say thank you all. I'm sorry. I never talk about my dad without falling apart.
The award will be officially given tonight at the dinner, which will follow immediately after our reception. But we do have an award for Dinali to present now, and I'd like to invite the youngest member of our crew, our senior Humanism fellow, Nicole. Please come on up, Nicole Napolitano, and the chairman of our board, Richard Shear, as our most, what shall I say, senior member of sorts. And Dinali has achieved greatly. I'm sure you will agree. And so in addition to the Hurwitz Award, and by unanimous election of the Advisory Council, tonight you will become the latest member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. The Honor Society recognizes students, residents, faculty, and healthcare leaders who are exemplars of compassionate patient care and who serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine, as Dinali most certainly does. GHHS currently has over 30,000 members in training and practice and in leadership, and we are just delighted to welcome Dr. Fernando as its newest member. So we have additional members of the audience coming soon, and we don't have to be at dinner until 6:30. So please hang around, have a conversation with Dinali, and enjoy yourselves until the award dinner. Thank you all very much once again.